我喜欢韩国菜。
All right, ladies. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the UPenn Summer League, and tonight we have Pandamaniacs versus Jijis Kittens.
Sweet, we're off.
So my name is Lenny Penguin Way, and here we also commentating. We have Deep
Deep depth, deep depth, Kapur.
Deep Depth. So Deep, how's summer so far?
Summer's been pretty fantastic. Now I'm chilling in Chile right now in South America, so it's pretty damn cold. What about you
Oh,
guys? What about you, Lenny?
I'm still on campus actually. I'm streaming from the KA house. So wow, we have Doctor Hi from what's his team? His team is the Pandamaniac, right?
No, Dr. Hay is Gigi's Kittens.
GG
As you remember
Kittens.
last year, he was a
I
captain and his
see.
team's name was Gigi's Cats. But
I
this year
see.
he's
I
not a
see.
captain, so he's Gigi's Kittens.
Jijis Kittens, the first lock Lee Sin responded by one of the strongest lane, Kalen Thresh. That shows a lot of pressure from bottom lane already. Do you know who's the bottom lane for Pandamaniacs?
No, I actually have no idea what they're planning on doing. I'm assuming that Zouster is probably doing ADC because that's what he's been practicing.
I
But
see.
We Roam is a decent mid as well as he did play support last year, so
Whoa, and
that's
the
also a
Lush,
possibility.
and also the bot lane is being picked up by Kittens, Gigi's Kittens. Lucian and Leona. Well, that lane has a lot of all-in potential, but in a more sustained laning phase, I think Thresh and Kalen would outpoke and probably pushes faster.
I actually can't see the second pick because I'm not in the lobby. I'll get in the game after.
Oh,
But
okay, I see.
okay, so I just saw it get locked in. Lucian Leona versus Thresh Kate. I don't know. You're better on bot lanes than I am since you're an expert support. What are your thoughts on the Thresh Leona matchup? Because I've seen it go both ways, though Leona tends to be more dominant.
Yeah, Leona tends to be more dominating in all-in situation. However, since it is Kalen's Thresh, their pushing ability is going to be very strong here. Oh, and we have a Nocturne and LeBlanc locked in. So LeBlanc is picked without knowing who the opponent mid lane is. So whoever is playing mid, I assume it's Neil playing LeBlanc.
No,
Uh,
Neil will jungle. Neil will
oh,
be
okay.
playing
So Neil will
Nocturne.
be playing Nocturne, and whoever is playing mid for Pandamaniac is very confident.
That's probably Mahir. Mahir plays LeBlanc mid every now and then, which probably means that We Roam will be going
I
as
see.
support Thresh because I've seen Mahir play LeBlanc, and
I
we
see.
were and the last Panda has typically been a top player,
I
top in.
see. So right now, actually, from coming from Pandamaniac, they have a very heavy pick potential team comp with Thresh, LeBlanc, and Nocturne. They would probably try to gain some early vision control and aiming to assassinate people in the jungle, most likely.
Um, well,
Wow. And
the thing is, Nocturne's Feral Flare nurse have made him not so OP in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Mhm.
So yeah, maybe after that, yeah, I think if they make a play for as purple side, if they make a play for the enemy blue, the second blue or the third blue, they have a good shot with like the burst of LeBlanc. And depending on who their top laner is, he's probably going to carry teleport. Because that's become a pretty common thing. So if a top laner running with teleport with a LeBlanc mid, you can make a lot of plays on the enemy blue.
So Gigi's Kitten actually locked in the last two pick for their solo laners. Cassidon going against LeBlanc. I think that lane will be pretty punishing for Cassidon early, I assume. And then it was Dr. Mundo for top lane, blind picked into the opponent's top laner, who is going to be Riven. Okay, so pretty much Pandamaniac has a very high damage team from with Riven and LeBlanc, and then with Kaylin in the back line. Meanwhile, actually, Gigi's Kittens would have a very dive-heavy team with Dr. Mundo, Lee Sin, Leona, and Cassidon. And I assume it's going to be RF Blader, the all-time ADC main, playing Lucian right there.
Yeah,
You're the jungle. You're
our
the
player
jungle
will definitely.
specialist. What do you think about the Lee Sin versus Nocturne matchup?
So I think Nocturne really has an advantage. He's one of the few champions that actually ends up just being a dominant force over Lee Sin at many stages of the game because, first of all, if they are fighting in the jungle, he obviously has the fear, which works exceptionally well against melee champions. So it's easy for him to deal with Lee Sin, who, as a very heavy bruiser fighter jungler, usually has the ability to bully an enemy jungler out of camps earlier on in the game. Against Nocturne, that's not so much of a possibility. Secondly, in team fights, Nocturne is a really dominant jungler because he has the ability to put so much pressure with his ultimate from like really huge lanes. So his first of all his counter gang potential for Lee Sin post level 6 is really high, and secondly in team fights he just ends up doing a lot more like DPS than Lee Sin would ever do to an enemy carry, and typically the Nocturne build ends up with him like not only doing a ton of damage with Bork and Feral Flare, but he also like people who play Nocturne tend to pick up Aranduin's Omen, and that is basically delivering like a team-wide slow, like on the way to an enemy carry. And like dive buddies with like LeBlanc and Riven is a really strong like combination as compared to Lee Sin, who's basically just going to have to be like a mechanically, who's going to have to mechanically outplay to be as useful or good as Nocturne would be in their respective comps. However, Jijis Kittens were able to pick up Kassadin, very strong champion, very high win rates across UPSL in the past. What are your thoughts on Kassadin?
I think Kassadin will probably be punished pretty heavily since the Kassadin is actually taking teleporting instead of ignite or heal. So, however, the double teleport coming from Gigi's Kittens, which means they're looking for a lot of map control, possibly trying to do some kind of 1-3-1 push, or maybe some kind of just maybe early tower pressure. Perhaps they will lane
Um,
swap too because of the double teleport.
right, right. Do you think any of these teams would pull off a four-man push?
For O push, I think that strategy is unlikely to be seen at here. Well, hopefully not. I hate the four-man push strategy. It's really boring to watch.
It's boring, but it works very well in the current
It,
meta.
it does. It does.
Yes,
And
you go, Vivek. You do that. Be sure to follow to get updates. Yeah. He's doing the sales and marketing for the UPenn League of Legends.
oh, that's
This
nice.
professional. He's a professional
And
Super
no,
Smash marketer. Outreach.
actually, I told a couple of my, I don't play with pen people a lot, because I have tons
Yeah.
of friends I play with from back from California. I'm telling them tonight I'm shellcasting, so they should come and watch.
Oh, Lenny bringing in the cavalry.
Hmm.
Well, when you said that, we just lost a viewer. So.
Wow.
Oh no, yeah, Vivek. If you want to add anything, just like go ahead and say it. You don't have to like mute yourself or like check it.
Yeah.
You can talk.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Vivek, our streamer for tonight. Thank you very much.
His handle is MrPhenomenon.
Yeah, this guy's MrPhenomenon. Like,
He's quite the phenomenon. Gotta
yeah.
say, great work on the overlay. I don't think we've seen one of those before. It looks pretty nice.
Yep.
Sweet, I can finally spectate the game.
Actually, Mahir is Snickers, right?
Yeah, TR and
Snickers.
Snickers.
He is playing my favorite Riven skin, the Dragonblade Riven. A very heavy Mulan Chinese theme to it, and of course it plays to my heart. Void Nocturne coming from Neo. I like that skin. I have that one. TPA Mundo. Oh, actually, Taishian. Is that Jeffrey?
Yes, Jeffrey Bandine.
Jeffrey is Jeffrey Bandy. Actually, I had a writing seminar with Jeffrey. So Jeffrey is running teleport heal, so a very heavy sustain lane. Probably later on, this Doctor Mundo is just gonna become a monster. I'm not sure who on the opponent team, maybe besides LeBlanc, would be able to chunk down this Dr. Moon though later on.
So the last panda is actually playing support, which is pretty cool. I didn't expect that because he has been routinely a top lane player, but I just checked the spreadsheet, and he did put support down as his role for
I
this
see.
season.
Who is the
So
last panda?
I forgot his name, but he was known as Peeved Panda last year.
Oh, okay.
Chris something maybe. I need to pull up that draft chart
You
again
know the
to
name
know.
for Money Hungry?
Yeah, that's Neil Ayer.
Okay. Alright, and we're into the game. I'm so excited for this one, Deep. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. Second game of UPSL so far. There was supposed to be one earlier today, but it got canceled, I think. So this is gonna be the first one I get to see, not counting the one that I played. So yeah, I'm definitely pumped. Two teams have some pretty fantastic players. Highlights being Dr. Hay, who's the highest elo at Penn, along with Evangelion, who's not in this game. But yeah, Dr. Hay was a Diamond 1 support player last season, so he's pretty good. And
And we have a pause coming in already.
give me a second, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Wait, so Vivek? So like pretty much whatever goes on into the game, I'm gonna just like shout out where it's happening, and you're gonna move the screen to that place, right? I assume that's what we're doing. No, but no. Yeah. So you have to do it. Yeah. Just remember your screen is the. But I think most likely like you need to control it to like to follow like whatever like me and Deep are saying, I guess. So what we would be saying is actually on screen. Hmm. Well, so we have the pause coming in already. Apparently, Neo DC'd and and he's back.
Sorry, I
think-
just got back.
Yep.
Anything exciting except the UPSL pause?
Not at all. Just a pause. I think Neo was DC'd and now he's joining in again. Well, we can talk about the build right now. And so Thresh is starting with the Relic Shield, so is Leona, but Leona is carrying an extra ward.
What do you think? What do you think of Relic Shield versus the Talisman of Ascension on Thresh? Because Leona, it's pretty much obvious that you go with the Relic Shield, but Thresh player can usually opt for one or the other. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, since I am a Thresh main, I have like overwhelming amount of, relative to the amount of ranked games I have. I always start Health Crystal on Thresh actually, and then I go into a coin.
30 seconds until
Because the Health Crystal can evolve into the Sidestone. So that's typically what I go with. It gives me a little bit of tankiness, and the Neo is clearing out a ward already. Very, very good. So Neo actually started with the trinket, the red trinket, sweeping lens, and he correctly, I think, predicted where the ward was placed down, or he saw it.
Yeah, you can't do that on Lee Sin because of the ward hopping, obviously. But I'm assuming that by like 9 minutes or so, when bot lane hits 6, if Leona backs or Thresh backs, they'll probably switch to the red trinket. That seems to be the standard model.
Oh, actually, Vivek, can you on the stream can you move the champions like on the bottom to match up, so like top laner is top, mid laner is mid?
Oh yes, good call.
Yeah. So we're gonna have standard lane matchup right now, and both junglers starting from the bottom side.
So Lee Sin would be able to gank at level 3 probably top lane. I'm assuming. That tends to be the standard route that Lee Sin would take. Nocturne would usually opt to continue farming, but that's to be seen what they do. But yeah, the lanes have started. CS seems okay. Nothing too drastic has happened at level 1. Nobody really went hyper aggressively. But the player to watch early game is really Dr. Hay on blue side, because he's a dominant Lee Sin with extreme mechanical outplay potential, given his high elo and the fact that he really has been playing a lot of Lee Sin recently. And on purple side, at least early game.
Bottom lane lands a hook. Oh, is this gonna be the kill? The heal? Oh, at first blood to Kalen, then with the last auto attack and the last panda was the death sentence right there. So I think the Thresh hit level 2 and then just instantly hooked. Yes, so Vincent on Lucian's was still level 1. So an early lead for the red team.
And I was just going to say on the purple side, the player to watch would be Snickers, because he's hyper aggressive top laner. But obviously I was wrong, given that we just saw an excellent play down bot by Thresh.
So Riven is playing really aggressive right now, already have a 5 CS lead.
Yeah, we see a ping mid. Nocturne seems to be wanting to make a play, but his health bar isn't so high, so he's kind of scared on, it's not a turn.
Oh my
so
goodness,
he goes into
he's still going in. I'm not sure if that was the right choice, and yes, Flash was burned.
So that was a down, and so is Lucian's, and bot lane, Lucian has no summoners right now, as compared to Caitlyn, who has both of her summoners right now. So I would think that the Nocturne should look to make a play as soon as possible bot lane.
This Thresh is playing very aggressive. So Dr. Mundo is already forced back a very high 10 CS lead for here on Riven, but that's obviously expected. And Mundo teleported top. Oh, look at this! Lee Sin's waiting.
That's a really good position to come in for a gank, actually. Really hard for the Riven to know.
There's a gank top lane now.
Lee Sin coming in, Mundo gets the first blow, misses the next one. But Riven's pretty out of position. She might have to use her flash. Well placed stun, but the Q lands. Lee Sin goes into the Q, but Nocturne here to save him. So Riven's flash hasn't even been burned yet. Oh wait, sorry, she just burned her flash after stunning. Yeah,
she burned her flash.
But the fact that Nocturne was there meant that the other two weren't as willing to also go in. And Mundo doesn't have flash, so you can't really get close.
Yeah. And
so you play LeBlanc quite a bit, right?
I do.
What's the Kassadin team?
I personally think LeBlanc can bully Kassadin very well pre-6. However, looking at the player We Roam, I don't know who that is actually. She is running a utility tree.
Riven decided to stay in lane, and Lee Sin is back for an easy gank.
Oh. And this gives Mundo some much needed help. He was falling very far behind. So yeah, on LeBlanc, actually, at level 1, I run a 20. My mastery and ruin, I run 26 AP along with I think 7.8 magic pen. So this LeBlanc is actually a little bit more conservative with her masteries and ruins, a little less AP, and running the utility tree. So I'm not sure about her killing potential early. They're both 6 now.
One sec, I'm just relocating in my house. Give me a second. So much going on. How's the game been?
Riven is freezing right now.
So that matchup should be heavily in favor of purple side.
Oh, LeBlanc goes in for a kill, and almost Ignite is not gonna finish the random guy off, and the Kassadin safely gets away.
That the fact that they changed Kassadin's Q to return a shield has been pretty good for him against high burst mages like
Yeah.
LeBlanc.
Men's farming very well right now. 56 CS at 7 minutes. Highest in the game by about 10. Very good CS score right now for an AD carry. Of course, that would be partially contributed to the fact that his lane got an early kill with the stretch hook at level 2. LeBlanc got her blue buff, and now she's gonna go home for the first time. Let's see what does this LeBlanc picks up.
I'm going to grab my laptop charger because my stream is really laggy.
Yeah.
I just relocated in my house, so.
So this LeBlanc is gonna build a first item needlessly large rod. So most likely she's going to go for the Deathfire Grasp. So there's pink ward at their blue right now, and Riven is going for a possible invade. Now she sees the pink ward. And she's gonna clear it out. Oh. So I'm expecting the Kassadin to start to do a little bit of roaming now, since he's already over 6. A huge, and the chain lands. The second chain doesn't land. The Kassadin Rift walks away. And the blue buff is gonna be donated over. Oops. Almost. A little bit of a damage miscalculation. Yeah, no chance for LeBlanc or Riven to make a pick right there. They did the blue buff pretty fast. Ooh, a lot of action going on bottom lane. Both support dropping to very low. Ooh, Riven ulted mid. Oh my gosh. That was a huge burst from LeBlanc. I think it was a Q ult. Kassadin is dead. I think it's pretty strange that the Kassadin actually against LeBlanc is gonna first pick up a Seeker's Arm Guard because it does not provide any magic resist, and it's not one of those items you typically see on Kassadin these days, such as the Rod of Ages. And a 10-minute dragon attempted by Pandamaniacs, who right now already have a 2,000 gold lead. Oh, the LeBlanc's gonna jump over. She's gonna fund Lee Sin. And Lee Sin was the ult and second Sonic Wave follow-up is gonna take down LeBlanc. So it's gonna be trading 1 for dragon. Pretty worth for the purple team.
Hey guys, sorry I'm back. Took a little while there. But yeah, everything's set up again. So, Lenny, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so 2.5k goal difference already between the two teams. Purple side coming up dominant so far. I'm assuming that's because of like the Stark CS leads we're starting to see. Top
and
lane.
then a dragon.
Okay, so I missed a dragon. Alright, top lane CS lead of just about 25. Which is quite a bit at this point in the game.
The LeBlanc is actually coming up with a very aggressive build. Is she gonna go for a needless for a death cap as first item? Yeah, this Kassadin cannot deal with the LeBlanc right now. The Kassadin started Seeker's Arm Guard, which is a weird build against LeBlanc. I think perhaps random guys is expecting a little bit more early team fights against possibly Riven and Kaylin.
Yeah, I think he's just scared that the Nocturne will be the one focusing him. Oh, Riven is gonna go in for the all-in, but Mundo's ult is really strong. Knowing Mahir, he's probably gonna go in with the invade. He flashes in aggressively.
Oh my god,
that
that was a beautiful play right there. Oh, and the mid lane, there's a gank on to LeBlanc. W the way. LeBlanc, the deceiver, always so slippery. In bottom lane, there was actually a kill. I think we missed bottom lane.
Oh yes. I don't know if Vivek there to rewind it, but yeah, there was a kill where Lucian got a kill on. Well, Lucian and Lee Sin and Leona make an aggressive play toward the purple side blue buff and grab another kill on Thresh. So this leaves just Nocturne.
Oh,
Leona lands the E,
Neil.
and they go in and they'll get a third kill.
Yep, the Ardent Blaze
Blue
from
side
Lucian.
TP coming in, and those coming in for the TP. Now the dragon was done, which has been an incredible play to capitalize on. Leona goes in with the E, but the second dash of LB is enough for her to get away.
Are they able to get Riven right here? They opt to not tower dive, I guess.
Oh, the very well placed lantern there. E plus lantern gets her right out of there.
You know, right here it is curious. I'm not sure why Dr. Mundo teleported down without the dragon. I think he could have pushed a couple more wave and look at the situation better. Perhaps they just want to force them back and, you know, don't attempt a 5v4 team fight. However, he definitely had time. Plenty of time to spare.
To that, Mundo's still bot lane, but Riven isn't top either. So, nothing really going on there.
Oh, Riven, there's a gank on Cassidy mid.
Oh, if her altered landed, then that probably would.
Yeah, if Wind Slash landed, the Cassidy was probably dead.
Lee Sin's coming to hold mid and Nocturne is continuing to jungle. Which means the blue side blue buff is still up, but purple side is probably not going to make a play, even though that's something they could have done right now.
Yeah, the LeBlanc with that much AP is very difficult to deal with right now, especially in the early games, pre-15 minutes. Look at the wards on the blue side jungle of the red team. It's just scattered. Perfect vision control by the blue team right there.
Oh, the Thresh Hook just missing. Leona used her solar flare there, but it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough damage from Lucian earlier before the engage was to be able to pull them down.
You know, despite it being faced with a lot of pressure mid, Cassidy is actually leading CS to the LeBlanc. Of course, this game is actually quite a low CS game, except for the top lane. The Riven is farming pretty well at 120 CS at 15 minutes.
As compared to a much lower CS score of 60 by Mundo. I think that lane itself is the highest elo gap we have in this game because Jeffrey was gold 5 and recently Mahir, or sorry, I should be calling them by their IGNs. Taishan was gold 5 at his best, and Snickers decently hit diamond, so congrats to him on that. But in terms of balance, this is definitely the most imbalanced lane, which is why I said at the start this would be a lane to watch, because not only is Snickers just better in terms of like rank, but he's also known to be a hyper aggressive player, and we've definitely seen some of that so far in this game.
Yes. Riven has level
so
11.
He could definitely take this. Sorry, he could definitely
take this tower and kill Dr. Mundo.
He lands his stun, takes the turret.
And
this is the
oh
my! How did what happened? How did the dot?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Minion
really?
damage?
No.
What was that?
What? That was really weird.
Actually, I wasn't sure about, but there was. I think there's a big fight coming bottom.
Yeah, Nocturne's ult is up, so he's ready to use that at some stage. With the red buff, it's incredibly powerful, even against Lucian, who has a dash, one of the few AD carries.
And they're gonna start dragon, I think. No, just clearing out some wards right now. The Q misses from Dr. High. Oh.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
And so the first turret goes down for blue side, compared to 3 from purple side already. Thresh just misses the hook, so now they know the place is warded. Dragon is up, so both teams are looking to make a play. Both the junglers are down bot side for this reason. So 2 people from blue side aren't here, but both of those people have teleport. Mundo doesn't have it off of cooldown yet, but it's coming off soon, whereas Kassadin does. Thresh lands a perfect hook, Fear hits him in place, Leona's gonna go down. That gives him a 4v advantage right now, even with the teleport that'd be 4v4, so they decide to go in for the dragon. Lee Sin lands a Q, he could have smite potential here, Thresh misses the hook onto Lee Sin. Lee Sin's in, smite, but misses the smite and not turn.
Oh, and Kassadin comes in,
Kassadin comes in, and Lucian's killed. Caitlyn flashes right out, Thresh ult is very well placed, but Riven's coming in with the ult, and manages to kill Lucian, and probably will get Kassadin here as well with the ignite. And Lee Sin's been hooked, flashes right out of the play range, drops the ward, but W's to another ward, which is pretty cool, and will manage to get away from this fight. Overall, the kill difference going 1 for 2 in favor of purple side, and purple side was able to pick up the dragon. Analysis on that, Lens?
I personally think a big issue with this game is that the blue team really built wrong. Like, look, top lane is Dr. Mundo is against Riven, and the Dr. Mundo's first item is a Spirit Visage. Meanwhile, Kassadin against LeBlanc, the first item is the Seeker's Arm Guard. I'm not exactly sure what they're thinking, but they're building the opposite defensive item as what they should have been building both lanes, and which caused both lanes to be snowballed really far ahead by the purple team. And the purple team gets the second dragon, and that brings in a huge gold lead, over almost 6,000 before 20 minutes. This game is slowly being pulled away.
And yeah, like you said, there's like really nothing that blue side has been able to do to stop it. The 6k gold lead is pretty absurd for 20 minutes. In LCS, that would be basically game winning if both sides were to play optimally even. But Kassadin's here, lands an ult following Leona. Riven is pretty much surrounded. Leona misses the E, but lands the stun, and Kassadin's there to follow it up, and so is Mundo with the slows. Riven doesn't have any way to get out of this except for her high mobility, is unable to, and they get the shutdown kill, which does go to Kassadin, and Kassadin would be somebody to put that gold on.
That's a very important kill. 500 gold going to the carry they needed onto Kassadin. However, lots of pressure is being pressured down mid right now. And the turret advantage 4-1 just gives the purple team so much more map pressure. You can see actually there's not a lot of wards coming out from the purple team, and mainly the blue team has the wards scattered in their jungles, probably trying to retake some control back. Leona completely misses the
One sec, up here.
the solar flare. I don't know what was up with that. There was a ward right there. Perhaps he was trying to predict a LeBlanc move or Nocturne's movements, but that was a big mechanical error right there. So solar flare is down.
And Riven picking up the, Caitlyn picking up the red buff there. Very strong on somebody who has that much range. And she seems to be, she got the zeal, so she could be either going for the PD or the static shift. But Caitlyn's mid game is very strong after the PT is completed. With the red buff, she's able to do a lot of damage to Mundo. But yeah, Mundo should be under no pressure there because he can just ult and get away in any situation.
This Riven is very, very scary right now, and the blue team have not a single armor item besides the Seeker's Arm Guard. Yeah, at 20 minutes, this Riven build is probably just gonna stress through the blue side. Oh, Kassadin is caught. But Kassadin is caught, but well, he's Kassadin. A lot of pressure being pushed on top, and top turret is gonna go down. Nice hook onto Dr. Mundo, but no follow-up from the last panda because Lee Sin is coming. Oh, nice kick!
What a play there from Lee Sin. Excellent, excellent.
But that was very good peeling from Thresh right there. Does not let Lee Sin kick in Kaylin, and Kaylin's just gonna...
Oh, the hook lands on Lucian. of all the people right in the middle. Caitlyn gets E, but that's also a great E for Caitlyn. Nocturne's coming in. I think it's a little bit late, but Riven's also there with her stun on 3 people. Cassidy's onto the Caitlyn. Caitlyn doesn't have anywhere to get away from this. We're probably going to... Never mind.
Caitlyn survives.
Caitlyn somehow survives, and that's a 4-for-0 exchange at the end of that. So there was a good engaged potential there, but I think that they didn't have proper vision in their jungle to realize that purple side was close enough to be actually able to to getting there soon enough.
That was a great E from Dance on Kalen right there. That was an excellent net, getting away from the whole team, and it was able to kite Kassadin the entire time, and letting Riven come in to clean up.
So Caitlyn was able to hit the Baron over the wall, but can the Baron hit Caitlyn there too? Because
I think it's possible with the Baron's knockup thing, but the Baron usually focuses the target that's the closest. So unless Baron does the big AoE thing.
And the pause. Yeah. As expected. Take a quick look at the goal difference now. Just at 10k. I want to point out that it was at 6k 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, with the Baron being taken, this game is pretty much over for the blue team.
Right. And if you look at the individual players, just look at that disparity between the top lane. Luckily, Lucian's not that far behind. He's actually ahead on items as compared to Kate. Well, okay, no, not yet, because Kate just completed the Phantom Dancer. Never mind. But yeah, wow. The top lane disparity is humongous. Like, Mundo rushed that Spirit Visage.
4,000 gold.
Mundo rushed a Spirit Visage against a triple AD team. I don't know if that was the right choice.
The thing is, the team from Jijis Kittens is very dive heavy and very all-in heavy. And when they're this far behind, they just cannot win a team fight. Nice kick onto the Riven. Are they gonna follow up? Can Kassadin go in?
Good flash from Lee Sin, but I think Riven's gonna continue. And Snickers picks up the kill on Lee Sin there. Well, at least Dr. Hay follows the rule of all Lee Sin. To land the QE go.
Top turret is being taken for Dragon, but I'm sure the red team is willing to make this trade. There's a duo top.
If Riven and Alter, he'd be dead. Too bad she has neither Alpha nor Ignite, but Mundo isn't able to get away just about yet. And he's also about to stop going soon. And Riven's Qs are about to come up, and that would probably mean the death of Mundo. And she lands the third Q with the stun, yeah, and that's the big one.
We're seeing very good Riven mechanics from here this game. And the red team is going to start to siege down onto the inhibitors.
So Mahir, Snickers usually prefers this push sort of strategy, but here his team is so far ahead that they don't even need to do that. Just going 4v5, 5v5.
The hook!
That's excellent. Knocker ultimate goes in on the Kassadin as expected. Previously in the game, Lee Sin gets taken out as he tries to go into the Caitlyn. Caitlyn survives with barely any health. Nocturne does end up going down to the Kassadin. Some excellent heal from Leona. But Riven is there, and Riven is just so far ahead that when she does go in, there's nothing anybody can do about it, and they demolish the blue team. Somehow Kassadin does manage to get away right at the end of the fight, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop them from taking this inhib. And luckily the cooldowns aren't that long right now, but this could have been something that they could have really capitalized on. So overall, the fight went 2 kills for 4, and the minion wave is pretty pushed up top. So they might have been able to do something here, but I think that the cooldowns, the respawn timings from blue side would mean that they can't do much. Though they are able to take some camps here as blue buff goes to LeBlanc. Both the buffs of purple side are also up right now, so they would do well to take those buffs, chop, recall, and start sieging or going for the other two. Since mid lane they will have super minions to push with.
You know, I like this build from Thresh. Thresh is right. He rushed Locket of Iron Solari, and along with that face of the mountain, because the last panda knows that the biggest source of damage from that team is going to be from Kassadin coming in onto their backline, because the Lucian has to be in the backline trying to peel away Nocturne. So the Locket and the face of the mountain really prevents Kassadin from bursting down anybody, while there is actually no Locket coming in from the blue team. Nice hook.
Fighted Marcus, excellent hook, but again, just Riven picking up that GA, taking 0 damage, and lifesteal is the third. It's just they can't view with the Riven, and the fact that like Riven is such a dominant foot. Oh, she goes in with the third Q in a 4v1 situation, picks up the Lucian, but her GA goes down. Regardless, I think she's gonna live. Leona also goes down. I think this might just be game.
This is the game. And well played to both teams, and I have to say.
And Nocturne Fontaine diving for the disrespect. But yeah, it should be the game. And congratulations to Jijis, Pandamaniacs for picking up their first win against Jijis Kittens as purple side in UPSL. So final thoughts on the game, Lenny. What did you think about the lane matchups, the builds, and LB's hyper-aggressive build and how that played out?
You know, actually, I think the laning just went extremely well in favor of the purple team, because not only because of the jungle pressure, because jungle pressure is pretty even. Honestly, I think Dr. Hai did the best for his team. Trying to keep because they got Dr. Mundo got a early kill onto top lane, onto the top laner to try to make up a little bit, but the Riven was just way too far ahead. However, I still think the build coming in from Random Guy and coming in from Jeffrey is just very questionable. They tried to build armor against the LeBlanc and the magic resist against a Riven. And they just probably they're hoping for some more early team fights. However, it just makes their lane absolutely being destroyed, and there's nothing more to say about it. Riven was.
I think I agree with your point on Dr. Hayes, Lee Sin, but I think that Kassadin and Mundo were so far like rejected in their lanes that it was really hard for him to make plays mid and top. And then bot lane, the first blood went pretty early to Great Hook to Thresh. So I think that as a jungler, at least it feels like a pretty shitty situation where it seems like your bot lane is losing because they lost first blood, and your top lane and middle lane are definitely behind. Because as Lee Sin, like you're better at helping people snowball, not as good as helping people catch up.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty like disgusting situation to be in. And it's fairly unfortunate that they weren't able to capitalize on that Lee Sin pick. That was their first pick, and obviously their priority pick for Dr. Hay. I think that what they should have done was instead prioritize a mid or a top pick that would have done well with the two of Dr. Hay's primary champions, which are Elise and Lee Sin. Either one of those with which they could have been able to make early on plays with, and just had some more synergy with one of the solo lanes, so that Dr. Hay could have focused on one of those lanes, and they could have like at least brought 1/3 of the map up. Bot lane matters less because I feel like the ADC can, as long as the ADC is CSing, especially somebody like Lucian, it should be okay. And Leona is like excellent with her team fight CC. So I think that they kind of could have had a better pick ban phase in terms of how they chose their solo lanes.
I don't. Yeah, we saw that That damage dealt, that's ridiculous. The damage dealt is 3 times higher than pretty much anyone else in the game. Yeah, the Riven was just incredibly far ahead against Dr. Mundo, who rushed to magic resist. I think that was very questionable. So I think Neil wants an MVP for this. So later on, we would have an MVP matchup at the
All
end of
right,
the
so
summer.
yeah, we're both supposed to give an MVP for each game, for each
Uh,
side.
for each
So what
side, I
are,
think Dr. High for the blue team.
why do you think so?
I think he played mechanically. He played the best, definitely in that. Of
Okay.
course, RF Blader tried it pretty hard, and he actually he like even though he got behind, his farm is pretty well, but mechanically play like Dr. High's Lee Sin was very well played, and he got a kill top lane, and he was putting significant pressure to try to save LeBlanc, save Castle and putting pressure there too. However, both lanes were just so behind that he couldn't really do that much to turn the tides around. But definitely, I think he deserves MVP.
Okay, so I
For
think
the
I have to agree. Like it's pretty obvious. Yeah, like Dr. Hay, everything you said. And yeah, stickers are just a complete unstoppable force. Very scary Riven. Probably gonna draw some bans in future matches. I personally didn't expect him to go top, but I'm glad he's returned to the top lane. He's such a monster. Him on champions like Akali, Riven, and yeah, I'm not gonna comment on his Elise because that thing just makes no sense. He needs to win, and his fizz is also pretty saddening. But the other, like what he did today, was pretty demolishing and pretty praiseworthy. So, congrats to you, Snickers. Excellent play. But yeah, overall, great play from purple side. Decent play from blue side there as well. It just felt like things kind of snowballed out of their control by the 15-minute mark. Game ended pretty quickly too. After that, like at the 20-minute mark or so, when they had that team fight at top lane where Caitlyn pulled that E across the wall and somehow survived with like 50-ish health
I
before the
think that
cast
was
didn't get her.
play of the
Yeah,
game.
that was a fantastic. Like we need to vote that up for like the play of the tournament.
I
That
know.
that E from Kalen was fantastic, and that pretty much just that sealed the game. That whole play there, that sequence with Lee Sen going in when he really shouldn't have, and some excellent peeling from Thrash, buying Purple Side enough time for Nocturne to ult in, for Riven to come from sealing off the exits for Blue Side, taking a four kills on Purple Side, no 4 kills for Purple Side, and then grabbing that Baron pretty much sealed the game for them.
All right. So any last comments?
That's it. That was my last comments, I guess. Anything else you want to add, or Vivek, while you're just like creeping on the side?
Oh, I must have complimented the Thresh. Very good hooks throughout the game, just creating picks everywhere pretty much, and yeah, the Thresh was very well played from the last Panda.
Yeah, that 15 KDA though.
And
Thrash.
Dan's ADC was very impressive too, with that early kill at level 2, and he kept up a pretty decent CS, second highest in the game actually, only to the Riven. So
Yeah, so for that silver 2 play, pretty damn impressive.
yeah,
Probably better than a silver. You go, Dan. You go.
yeah, definitely
Quit
better than
smash.
my
Your
AD
talent
carry.
lies here. Quit smash. Your talent lies here.
And now I'm actually
That's
pretty
it.
scared in the future to go against Mahir since for some reason I'm the top laner in this. I'm a top laner.
Yeah, dude, you and your Shyvana. Screw you for that bloody like flash out that you got to get your
What do
one
you
kill. Your
what?
one kill of the game. Your one kill with
I'm
a
the top
flash,
laner.
a
What do you
TP,
expect?
TP ult flash. So gay.
Get out of my get out of my
But
town.
anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I think we peaked at like 15 or 16 viewers, which is a great amount. You guys have any comments on Twitch? We're happy to hear them. Follow up for the next upcoming games. We have 3 more games to go, I think, for this week. For this next, sorry, 3 plus 5. Yeah, eight more games to go. 8 or 9 more games to go for week 1 at least. 2 games so far, 1 game being picked up by the Pandamaniacs, as you saw today, purple side victory. 1 game being picked up by my team earlier this week, which is also a purple side victory, which is weird because you would expect blue side to win more given the statistics, but our sample size is really small, so let's see how that changes. Patches are coming in as well, changing a lot of the meta. Some of the strong junglers that we were considering while people were still registering for UPSL signups are no longer as like viable or whatever, like the Master Yis and the Kha'Zixes. And obviously, when the jungle meta changes, a lot of the lane metas change too, and how people play games and when people make calls and what kind of calls are made change over time. So UPS is only going to get more and more interesting as things stay organic. So we have a lot to look forward to. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for more notices and let us know if you have any comments, thoughts, want to help out with streaming, with commentating, and good luck for all of your games.
Yeah, good luck and see you next time on the Summoner's Rift. Thank you for tuning in.